there's something else there. It's not about the ejaculation release. There's something else that you're trying to release that's either emotional, spiritual, mental, physical, whatever it is. It has nothing to do with the ejaculation release that you feel taken away. There's some sort of power in there that it is that you're needing to release.
That's powerful. What do you mean by that?
So if a man feels that they're getting something taken away, why is that storyline there?
Yeah.
Why is it that for me, for a man, for me, men, why do we think that, oh, you're taking something away if I'm not able to ejaculate? Well, then there's something else underlying there. There's something, power struggle, power dynamic, power idea that, oh, I have to do this. This is my right. There's something there that's underlying it that's beyond the ejaculation.
And do you think it also has something to do with, on an unconscious level, men that kind of dismiss this off the bat, that they're really just avoiding intimacy?
Absolutely. Because I can say from my experience in the past, when I was in my 20s, whenever I would have the sort of drunken sexcapades, the idea of going slower was scary, because that meant I have to get closer. I have to be intimate. So what I wanted to do is have the quick, let me have, my thrill and have my release and go. So I'm not feeling this vulnerable attachment to this person.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really something strong to reflect on for a lot of men. And it probably goes back to, I would imagine, to their childhood or to early relationships that they had, that, where being intimate was an uncomfortable situation, whether it was because of their parents, that kind of created this pattern in them, or early relationships where they didn't feel safe, that essentially made them shy away from intimacy.
Yeah, agreed. And I think this may be so I feel like when it comes for, in my judgment, I think that it's a lot easier for women when it comes, women to be intimate with women, because as we grew up, right, women can sort of cuddle with each other and hang out with each other. But when it comes to men, right, it's sort of quote unquote, oh, it's gay. Oh, if you're cuddling with a guy, right? So this whole idea, and really, really wanting to be a proponent of releasing that idea that men need to cuddle men. You need to learn how to be a brother with another brother without it being sexual. Like we need to learn as men how to do, period.
Yeah. It's so funny that you say that, because when I was traveling in India, I don't know if you spent time in India, but you can see the guys, the male friends walking down the streets holding hands. And I remember thinking that is so bizarre. And it's not bizarre. It's just that I came from a culture where that's not condoned, not acceptable. And they weren't gay. It's kind of common practice there. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
And
go ahead.
Yeah, I would love to go back to you talked briefly about porn addiction, and this is something that I actually just did a monologue on. So I'm curious to kind of dive into that. And if you think that there's a connection between porn addiction and being addicted to ejaculation, do you think that there's such a thing as being addicted to ejaculation?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think I was definitely addicted to, I think it's two parts, right? It's the addiction to the ejaculation and the addiction to the stimulus that we're getting when we're looking at different images or videos. Because the brain doesn't know the difference between reality and illusion or an image. It thinks it's real at the end of the day. So whenever I go to a porn site and I get to move through let's say in a half an hour sitting, I get to move through 10 different videos of women or men, whatever you prefer, like having sex. My mind thinks, oh, I just had sex with 10 different people. And the excitement of that is sort of like, dopamine hits, all these, things that happen to our brain. That's like, holy fuck, I want that more and more. I want that. And then the ejaculation of the release, for me, what happened is the ejaculation it wasn't as exciting anymore. It was more about the images and the videos.
Really?
Yeah, the ejaculation started becoming actually lower back pains. I wasn't ejaculating as much semen. At times the ejaculation didn't feel that good. It was more about the excitement and the hits of like, ooh, another picture, another image, another video. Ooh, what are they doing? How are they having sex? Oh, this person. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, he's sexy. Just like constantly. Yeah.
Inundating yourself with all of these images, which are not actually really your reality. And they essentially create this over excitement in you, which, from my understanding, prevents people from really, really enjoying real sex. When they have like a real partner in front of them, if they're addicted to porn, they're not really going to enjoy that encounter. Did you experience that?
Absolutely. My intimacy or connection with partners at the time was challenging because I didn't actually know how to relate to them. I actually thought that they were there for my pleasure.
Yeah.
I took them for granted. In some ways, I would say I used them unconsciously, thinking that, oh, they're there for me. Why else? What else are we doing? We're having sex. Let's go. So yeah, it's really, really becoming aware of what porn leads to is many more things than we can actually realize consciously.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's very brave of you. I really appreciate that. I think a lot of people really struggle with porn addiction, but they're too ashamed to really talk about it or to seek help.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What would you say to somebody listening to this who is addicted to porn, and feels kind of what you're talking about? What would you say to them? How could they get help? Could they turn to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, turn to me. There's so many practitioners out there. There's so many. The one thing that I've realized about any problem that I've had in my life, somebody else has gone through it. I'm not alone. Just the people that are out there, just realize that whatever issue, challenge, whether it's sex related or anything else in life related, you're not alone. There's somebody else who's gone through this that can really hold your hand and support you along the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And maybe you could tell us about your offerings.
Yeah, absolutely. So I currently launched a 9-week men's course. It's going to start February 1st. And it's basically just, I'm going to take men through a journey of just really discovering what Neo-Tantra basically is, giving them the techniques, the tools, the exercises, the camaraderie, the connection, and really recognizing like what is it that how to be better lover to yourself. First off, I always want to make sure that people recognize that you have to become the lover for yourself first, and then you can become a better lover to somebody else. So really teaching them how they can better themselves as sexual beings, as a human being, and then how to have better love with a partner. And so that starts February 1st.
Wow, that sounds amazing. And if somebody wants to get in touch with you about that, what's the best way for them to contact you?
Let's see. So either via my website or email. So my website is Ecstatic Freedom. That's ECSTATIC freedom.com. And they can email me at info at ecstaticfreedom.com.
Perfect. Sounds amazing. Yeah, guys, you would definitely benefit from working from SOLEIMAN, I'm sure. And SOLEIMAN, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, this was great.
Yeah, loved it.
Me too. And feel free to check us out at www.divine-couples.com. And our social media page on Instagram is at divine.couples, adding intimacy, passion, and healing to your lives. And I am also launching a course called Awaken Your Desire for Women. So Solomon and I actually complement each other. I am launching on January 12th. And if you want to receive more information, you can reach out to me through Instagram or through my website. And thank you so much for joining us on Divine Couples. I am your host, Naomi Slater.